All right, so we're getting ready to can tomatoes, and we just picked all of these out of our garden. And Lauren said she had to clean the kitchen first, so I'm going to go do something else. So Lauren sent me to the store to get some lemon juice, and what I did was I looked around and I couldn't find it right away, but I did find this. Yeah, Bacardi lemon flavored. So I thought, well, maybe that would work, but Lauren said no. We needed to have this. So I got them both, but I'm going to go ahead and see how this Bacardi lemon tastes with Pepsi. Looks pretty much like a normal. Let me see what it tastes like. It tastes like Pepsi and rum with lemon flavoring. So coincidentally, we are also going to dry some basil, and Lauren is going through right now, and she's picking it apart and taking the stems out. And we're also going to try to put a couple of leaves of basil and some cloves of garlic into one of our canned tomatoes, just to see how that turns out. So one of the first steps is going to be taking all of these stems off right here, making sure that's all done, and then washing all of these and preparing for placing them into a hot water bath for about 30 seconds. What's that called?
Blanching.
Blanching. Yes. So that's what we'll do next. But right now I'll start cleaning the tomatoes. But it's boring, so you probably don't want to watch that. All right, so I've cleaned off the tomatoes and took all the stems out, and now Lauren is actually cutting the tops off and getting ready to put them into their hot bath. All right, folks, I realized halfway through this video that I was recording it horizontal or vertically instead of horizontal. I'm so sorry. So now we're giving these the hot bath. What's it called again?
Blanching.
Blanching. So we're blanching them, and then we put them in this cold ice water right here. And that's supposed to make it easier to peel.
So you just kind of grab the skin and kind of pinch it, and it just kind of comes right off.
Skin comes right off. So there's some of the peeled tomatoes. That's the ice bath. I'll have to admit that this portion of this job is kind of unappealing. Get it, Lauren?
Yeah.
So now that the tomatoes are all peeled, now that the tomatoes are all peeled, we're going to go ahead and get this to a boil. What you do is you put the jars inside of this little fancy rack right here, and you have to also heat the lids up. And do you boil the lids, or what do you do?
Warm them up.
Just warm them up, I guess. Okay. And while we wait for that to boil, here's the peeled tomatoes. We're going to have to slice some of them in half. You want to cut them all in half in preparation for placing them into the jars. That's what Lauren's doing right now. So we're going to use pint-sized jars here, and Lauren is adding the appropriate amount of lemon juice in each jar. And what is that, Lauren?
1 tablespoon per pint.
A tablespoon per pint. What do we? Did I say pint or quart? We're using pint.
These are
whatever I
pint.
said. We're using pint. I don't know what I said.
And then
You
half
wanna
a
make
teaspoon
sure-
of salt.
Okay, half a teaspoon of salt. And you want to make sure that these are good and sterile. And most times you can just set your dishwasher to sterile.
Sanitize.
Oh, sanitize. See, I don't use any of this equipment, so I don't really know, but that's why Lauren's here to correct me. Okay, so now what does that do right there?
It's a funnel
Oh,
to help you fill it.
oh, okay. So you're taking the tomato slop and just pushing it down in there and filling the jar, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, these ones, of course, don't have basil in them yet. We'll do that to just a couple because that's an experiment for us.
You're supposed to leave like half an inch head space.
Half an inch at the top.
Yeah.
That looks pretty good. So I assume we're going to repeat the same process with the rest of these both jars. Now this is our second time canning. I canned a lot when I was a kid, but I really just picked the tomatoes and brought them in the house and got out of the way so my parents could do it.
We bought ours at the store.
Yeah, you guys were
We're country. We're city folk.
city folk. Well, we are too, technically, but anyway, so this is what we're going to do. We're going to fill them all up. Okay, so this is boiling, which means we're okay to put these babies in there. Next thing we're doing here is Lauren's putting the lids on. And she pulls them out. Careful not to touch them. Oh, so she's touching them.
Not the inside glue.
Not the inside glue part. Got it. She's gonna pop those all on there. Now Lauren is placing these into their proper little bath area for their warm bath. It can take, what, 7?
Looks like it.
It's really important that the water covers the top. Is that correct?
Yep. Have to be immersed.
For you at home, that means under the water. Okay, so now what?
Now we lower it down.
Lower it down in there, huh? Okay. Now it's submersed, and we're going to leave it in there for 40 minutes. Is that correct?
Yes.
All right. And you're looking for the cover. And we'll see you back here in 40 minutes. So this last one is our special one right here. And we're going to add some basil leaves here and some garlic. And we're going to try to put it in there in different sections. Okay, so we're adding 1 basil leaf and 1 or 2 garlics. Then we put some more salts in there, or tomatoes. Some more basil in there now. And some more garlic. Purely for aesthetic reasons. What happened? Oh. See, I didn't peel it very great. I'm sorry. My bad. All right. The next ones are ready for their bath. Okay, looks like they're done in the first batch. So you're gonna need to get your little oven mitt. Pull it out. And, don't you lift that up? Or?
Shit.
Oops. Lauren said a bad word. jar holder there.
Jar lifter.
And you pull them out. Now, how do you check the top? Tap on it or something? Make sure it's down.
It goes down when it's cooled.
Oh, just to cool down.
Looks like all the lemon juices on the bottom are still or something.
And that's it, really. Now we just let them cool, and we'll mark on the top what they are and a date. They have a little spot to do that with a Sharpie. And she'll add the next batch. And that's it for Saturday night here at the Van Kirk house. This is how we roll. It's a lot of fun here. Partying down.